What is good, guys, man? It's your boy Orlando, and today I wanted to get to the bottom of what is better, the button or the shot stick.
See you in the corner staring, motherfucker. You should take a photo. Oh no, I'm about to go, yo. Shorty drop it low to pick it up. She like a yo-yo when I'm.
Since day one, 2K has told us that there is some type of shooting boost when you use the shot stick. So people have always questioned, well, should I use the shot stick instead of using the X button? Or actually the square button on PS4? But people are unsure of what they should use, and every single time I stream or I watch someone else's stream, you know, people are always asking, hey man, do you shoot with the button or are you shooting with the stick? People are really want to know what is better, and I did a few tests here to test out this theory to see what is better, and this is after patch 11. The first test I did was I was actually trying to go to the My Park and to throw up a couple shots in the My Park, but it was really hard to be able to test it out in the My Park because, well, my parks get really crowded and people just don't, you know, it's just really hard to test out those kind of shots because the game ends so quickly after you make so many shots. And it's also not even take it anymore for twos, so it was just really hard to do. So I ended up doing a couple different tests I figured I can try out. So I went over to my court, and on the My Court, as you guys can see here, I put it on superstar difficulty, so it is kind of like even to, you know, the park, or it's at least a little bit more difficult to shoot in. And I also did it at a 60 game speed because I feel like the park's at a 60 game speed, not a 50. So after I put the difficulty on here, I just ended up picking my playmaker, my 99 overall playmaker, as the player to use. I decided not to use a sharpshooter because, you know, they have a 91 and plus the boost is a 95, 96 3-point shot. I mean, I kind of wanted to be a lower 3-point shot versus a higher 3-point shot, and I ended up shooting 100 shots. I did 2 sets of 50 with the button and with the stick on the My Court. And I had, you know, similar results for both of them. I mean, with this, what I noticed with the button was, I mean, I'm used to shooting with the button from all the 2Ks I've played in, and you know, it is, you know, you're just so used to using the button that I felt is just really accurate. My first run with the button, I ended up shooting 36 for 50 shots, and my second run with the button, I ended up shooting 38 for 50. So all in all, I shot 74% from the 3-point line. I shot 74 for 100 together. And then when I went on the court and I started using the shot stick, it ended up being really different. It's something I'm not accustomed using, so I'm not sure if that affected my results. But when I was shooting with the stick, I felt there was more room for error. I mean, if you move the joystick just the wrong direction, the ball tends to go that direction. So if you're shooting to the right, to the left, or anything like that, you move the joystick upward left or upward right, the ball tends to float to the right or left, and it makes you miss the shot. So I feel with the stick, there's just so much more room for error and makes it more difficult, which makes me think that, you know, how 2K says they give you a boost for shooting with the stick, they give you that boost to have a higher percent chance of making it, but there's also a higher percent of missing the shot. And that's something I noticed. At my 250 shots I shot with my playmaker on the My Court, I shot 31 for 50 and 31 for 50. They were both exactly the same, and that ends up being 62 out of 100 compared to the 74 and 100. So that was a huge difference just right there in itself. That is from shooting 62% from the 3-point line to shooting 74% from the 3-point line. But I did not want that to be the only test. I mean, come on, this is the My Court. You know, I wanted to give it a different test and a different, you know, aspect of the game. So I ended up searching through for some kind of practice mode, and I ended up finding a practice mode and a game mode inside 2K. I had the difficulty set on, you know, on Superstar as well. So I got into this game mode and I picked the OKC Thunder. I wanted to pick another point guard who I know can shoot threes and who can, who doesn't have a high rated three but can, you know, make them on a consistent basis. So I ended up picking Russell Westbrook. He has a, as you can see here, he is rated at a C+ for his 3-point shot. A C+, so it's not all that great, it's just average. So I ended up shooting with him around 4 times, 50 shots a piece. Again, a total of 100 shots with him. I ended up shooting a total of 100 shots with him with the button and another 100 shots with the stick. The outcome was pretty much the same. I ended up shooting, my first run I believe was 34 for 50 with the button, and then the second run was 35 for 50 with the button. So he shot a total of 69% from the 3-point line, 69 out of 100 shots with the button. And with the stick, it was completely different. For some reason, I felt like it was really difficult to shoot with the stick with Russell Westbrook. He ended up shooting 27 for 50 with the stick, and his second run he ended up shooting 29 for 50 with the stick. That equals 56 out of 100. 56 out of 100 shots were made. So he shot 56% from the 3-point line with the stick. And again, I noticed, you know, you know, it's really hard to focus shooting with the stick with making less error. I found it just more difficult for me, at least. I mean, I just wanted to do this test for myself to see, you know, should I switch it up and start shooting with the stick, or should I just leave it with the button? And in conclusion, I noticed there's just too much error with the stick. Way too much error. You know, the 2K, you know, added boost to using the stick, it is not worth it. I feel like if you're already used to shooting with the stick and you think you shoot good with the stick, continue doing it. I am not used to using the stick, and I found it really difficult to be consistent with the stick. Compared to the button, I shot way better and I got a lot more green lights, and I felt like it was just more consistent for me. So for this test, I say everybody, if you think you should use the stick over the button, you are wrong. I feel like you should absolutely continue using the button. There's less room for mistake. You don't have to worry about, you know, which way you're gonna shoot the stick at and anything. You just press the button and just, you know, find the perfect timing for your release, and that's it. But that was the test I had for you guys here today. The button beats the stick out. Let me know what you guys use on a daily basis. Do you guys use the button or the stick? Leave it down in the comments below. Let's get this video to at least 1,000 likes. Please comment, like, and subscribe down below. But for right now, guys, man, it's your boy the Yo, and I'm out of here.
Till you find your way back home.